Gaskin! How's everybody doing tonight? All right, we got a good-looking crowd in here, nice and diverse. I like to see that. Now, before I bedazzle you like a jean jacket with my comedy, I would like to take just a minute to welcome a couple very special guests here tonight. For the first time since I moved to LA in 2 years, my parents are out here visiting me, and they're in the crowd tonight. Ron and Jackie, sitting right back there. And I'd just like to take a minute to say thank you so much, Mom, for all your love and support for the last 31 years. Always waking up early, getting me ready for school, taking me to my hockey practices and my friend's house and back. I love you, Mom. Mothers are underappreciated in our society, and they deserve more than just one Sunday in May. Don't you think, folks? I think so. And Dad, I know I don't say it enough, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you for not pulling out that night in 1979. You did me a solid. I owe you one. Well, parenting looks like fun. A lot of my friends are getting into it, and I'm feeling the peer pressure, but I gotta say, I enjoy my life a little bit too much for kids right now. And I understand kids can be a burden, right, Casey Anthony? Now, if you're a parent, or if you know anyone that has kids, or you've ever been a kid yourself, do me a favor. If your kid's starting to, be a damper on your social life, don't kill them. Just do what my parents did. Give them $15 and drop them off at the closest 24-hour McDonald's with a play place. It was 72 hours before we noticed they were gone. And by then, I think they started to miss us. They called it the McSitter. I love the McSitter. Oh, man. I've done a lot of thinking lately, and I've actually come up with a solution to the Mideast conflict. And it's a little more sophisticated than just a high five. I've studied the conflict. It's now going on 60 years, and I'm sympathetic to both sides, to the Jews and the Palestinians. And I think the only solution, since they haven't come any closer to resolving it in the past 50 to 60 years, is that someone's got to pack up and leave. And I was thinking, if it was the Palestinians, it wouldn't solve a lot of the problem, because then the Jews are still surrounded by the 6 Arab countries that don't want them to exist. So therefore, I think it's time to pack up the matzah and the yarmulkes, make like biblical times and hit the dusty trail. Where will they go, you ask? There's no more land, Jeff. Well, if you've been paying attention to the environmental news lately, you might know that floating out there in the Pacific Ocean is a giant island of plastic trash, roughly the size of Texas. So here's my plan. Hold on. We're going to pave over this island of plastic trash. And we're going to take the entire population of, wait for it, New Jersey, and we're going to put them on that island of trash out in the Pacific. Then we're going to take all the Jews in Israel, and we're going to put them in what used to be called New Jersey, and we're just going to change the sign, one letter, it's going to be New Jersey. And we're going to transport them all over there. It's roughly the same size, same shape, it's just on the other side. The water's going to be on the right now instead of the left. You got the Atlantic, not the Mediterranean. What's the difference? This way, the Arabs are happy because the Jews are gone. Americans are happy because the Jersey folk are gone. Well, that bonus there you weren't expecting. The Jews are happy because the only Palestinians they have to see are the ones driving the cabs over the bridge to get to the deli. And of course, the happiest of all are the Jersey folk, who now have 4 times the Jersey shoreline, and it still smells like trash, so they feel like they're at home. Now, speaking of Jersey trash, anybody here watch the Jersey Shore? You can admit it, it's a train wreck. In its 4th season, that is a slow fucking train wreck. But in case you work during the day, let me fill you in on what's going on lately on Jersey Shore. This past week was the best episode of the entire 4-year run, because Mike, the Situation Sorrentino, who's about as Italian as the Olive Garden, got knocked the fuck out and taken out on a stretcher. Oh, it felt so good. And you might have also heard this week in the news that he was offered money by Abercrombie and Fitch to not wear their products. That's awesome. I think this guy is smarter than we're giving him credit for because he's come up with a whole new form of advertising in the form of non-sponsorship. I bet OJ's in his jail cell like, fuck, why didn't I think of that? If I was him, I'd be going for deep pockets, man. I'd be rocking like a Nike hat. I'd go everywhere with a big Coke can in my hand, getting around in my Bentley. Fuck it, dude. I'll wear a Walmart uniform if they'll pay me not to. I love the diversity we've got out here in LA. It is a beautiful crowd. Unfortunately, I heard the situation is living out here to pursue his professional career. And I did find one sponsor that was willing to actually allow him, to endorse the product. At Summer's Eve. We've got a new line of douchebags, they're just dying for him to be the face of it. And I can see that commercial. You got a situation down there. Do like me and douche it up. But I did mention it is really cool and diverse out here in LA. And I gotta admit, if I had to do it all over again, I'd like to be black. Right? And not just regular black, I want to be Jamaican. Because nothing sounds cooler to us white people than that Jamaican accent, am I right? It's literally music to our ears. And I was in a cab the other day, my cab driver, thank God, was Jamaican, so I just started striking up the conversation so I could hear his accent a little more. And poor guy, he was just laying it on me. He was like, I lost my other job. My wife, she left me with my kids and my money. And the entire time, all I could hear was, oh yeah! All right, everybody, that's my time on Jeff Gaskin.
Jeff Gaskin crushed that. That was great, man.